Spider-Man Far From Home is the sequel to the fantastic Spider-Man Homecoming movie a few years ago. All these same characters are back and we are continuing their relationship, so it helps if you've seen that movie. This movie is also the first Marvel movie post-Avengers Endgame, so we are dealing with the fallout of that. Some of the people I went to see this movie with have not seen Endgame yet, so, they were spoiled on Endgame, finding out who died and whatnot. So definitely watch Endgame before you watch this movie. Although you don't necessarily have to, but you're going to be spoiled if you have not. And this was a pretty fun movie. So this one is dealing with Peter Parker going on a European vacation with his classmates and all sorts of shenanigans there, as well as having Mysterio, the villain Mysterio, thrown into the mix, played by Jake Gyllenhaal. This movie is directed by this guy, Jon Watts, who did the previous Homecoming movie. And this movie is written by Chris McKenna and Erik Sommers, who did Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, another movie I also enjoyed, as well as the previous Spider-Man Homecoming. They worked on that, as well as Ant-Man and Wasp, another Marvel Universe movie they wrote. So we have an okay team in here. If you like the previous Spider-Man movie, you'll probably like this one. So let's talk about the cast in this film. So we have Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio. Now, initially, when you see Mysterio in this movie, my comic nerd brain was like, this isn't Mysterio's origin. Why is Mysterio so weird right now in this movie? And that's because there's sort of a twist with the Mysterio Jake Gyllenhaal character. But yeah, I thought Mysterio was really good in this movie. It totally does work in the end. Jake Gyllenhaal was great as Mysterio, really fun. I liked his motivation for what he was doing. It was relatively true to the character, and yeah, I definitely thought it worked. Really liked him in the movie. Talking about Zendaya is another character I want to talk about. So Zendaya plays MJ. And I remember when I watched Homecoming, I was just not into her as MJ. First of all, MJ has red hair. I just couldn't get over it. It really bothered me. MJ is that's her look, man. You gotta stay true to that. And you can't have Zendaya with red hair. She would look ridiculous. But Zendaya in this movie sort of won me over a little bit as MJ. It's not necessarily the same sort of style MJ characterization that we've always seen, but I liked her in the movie. I thought she was fun. And I thought her relationship with Peter Parker in the movie really worked. So Tom Holland as Peter Parker, fantastic. Like I said, I liked his relationship with Zendaya, MJ. I liked his relationship with his best friend, Ned. I liked his relationship with all the various classmates, and then throwing in Nick Fury and some fun moments there, and then his interactions with Jake Gyllenhaal. And I mean, Tom Holland is like the perfect Spider-Man, and he continues to impress me with his performance in this movie as Spider-Man. And I loved all of the supporting characters in here. So we have Ned, Peter Parker's best friend, getting some really funny moments in this movie. He gets like a girlfriend in the movie, and it is just like really, the humor is well done in this. I love the various classmates. Flash Thompson being a dick, very funny. I liked Jon Favreau back in this movie, trying to hit on Peter's aunt, Marisa Tomei. Fantastic. Everyone is just really good in this movie. JB Smoove and Martin Starr as the teachers who are chaperoning the field trip. They were really funny as well. And, setting the movie in Europe as like this class vacation is such a great idea. It's such a fun thing seeing this road trip going on. My negatives are, one, Mysterio's whole plan is a little bit convoluted, although I think it makes sense and it kind of works. But the overall action it was great, don't get me wrong, but it's starting to feel a little bit, formulaic. Like, we've seen these superhero battles so many times. Mind you, the action sequences were all done fine and they were entertaining. At this point, I'm coming to the Spider-Man movie for the character moments. And anytime we go to these action set pieces, I'm entertained, but I want to go back to Peter hanging out with Ned and, talking about their relationships. That's sort of what I enjoy more. But nonetheless, overall, I think this movie was fantastic. It's a good movie. If you like the previous Spider-Man movies, if you like these Marvel movies, this is another good one. Now, you also got to stay tuned for the post-credit scene in this movie, because it really rocks the status quo of Peter Parker as Spider-Man. So you definitely got to stay tuned for those. Also, we have J. Jonah Jameson reintroduced into the Spider-Man movie. And I'm not going to spoil who's playing J. Jonah Jameson, but I was pleasantly surprised, really happy with their choice. So yeah, this is a good movie. I'm going to give this one an 8 out of 10.